simple features list like dashboard, customer management, user management, vendor management, and access control. Now let's start with this customer management, because majorly 90% of the work would be done inside this customer management only. So here you can see the list of existing bookings, quotations, inquiries. So everything, whether it's a inquiry or a booking or a follow-up, you can see inside this customer management only. All you can segregate the status wise. So for example, you just want to see all your bookings, just apply a filter when. When you click on when, you'll be able to see all your bookings here, including you can see the basic details from here itself, like inquiry ID, customer name, contact number, email address, created by whom, what's the destination, what's the prospect, what's the travel date, what's the next follow-up date, status, whom it is assigned to, who's working on it, actions that you can take on it. Now, how to create these leads? There are multiple sources in this application. Through those sources, you'll be able to create leads. One is that you can import database manually using Excel format. Second, you can create inquiry manually by filling the form. Third, we also have web to lead option. So let's say you want to fetch inquiries through your website, some of your customers submit inquiries through your website, then you can fetch this inquiry through this integrate form. So we call it iframe code, that this code you can integrate with your website, and once that is done, the CRM would be able to generate automated leads once someone submits the inquiry form on your website. You can also do Facebook leads on this application. Now, when it comes to creating manual inquiry, this is where we can create manual inquiry. So whatever the source you get manual inquiry from, let's say WhatsApp, email, calls. So let's say I got a package inquiry, domestic package inquiry. So let's say my customer name is Mike. So when I type Mike, the system will be able to identify whether this is an existing customer or a new customer. From here itself, while typing the initial letters of a customer, you'd be able to identify whether it's a new customer or existing customer. So I can see there are already two records of Mike. One is already booking. I can see it with the win status. When I click on it, I will automatically get the customer information like customer organization name, which is really helpful for B2C perspective. We don't never have to ask the customer to share their number and all. If we identify this is an existing customer, the email ID, passport number, even the expiry date of the passport, if it was filled last time, then address, area, country, city, zip code, all the basic details about this customer. Now, apart from this, regarding the new inquiry, you can fill out the, from what date till what date customer would be traveling, the next follow-up date, which is really important after the first call, when this is really important, right? So you can tag a follow-up time. So today at, let's say 7 p.m. And let's say you tag this inquiry as a corporate. Now, once this corporate tag is done, it's not mandatory to fill other fields like birthday, anniversary. This you can fill whenever you have these details, majorly post booking. So let's say customer would be traveling to Switzerland. You can mention the particular city in Switzerland. And you can even add the multiple destination. Whatever the detail that you do not have, it's not mandatory to fill. Let's say I can book my comment here, Euro query. Now, I can also send acknowledgement email to this customer. By the way, I forgot to put the status. It's open, not when, right? So once I have clicked on this response email, the system will automatically fetch the standard email template for acknowledgement of this inquiry. When I save it, this customer will get email acknowledgement. Now, this is how inquiry gets created. Now, what the system has done, the system has applied a follow for 7 p.m. that I did while creating this inquiry. So this follow can be tracked by admin. So let's say if one admin has 10 sub users working under them, the admin would be able to see that particular admin would be able to see all the follow-up, missed follow-up of this sub users. Now, this is how we create inquiry. Now, let me show you how to do follow-ups. To show you that, let me show you the quote sent status. Now, when I open the quote sent status, let me click on this action part. And when I get into the inquiry, I can see the history of follow-ups. So we can see 9th on 9th, we did this action. 13th, I sent an email to this customer. And this was the email that we sent to this customer. So the template based simple emails can be sent to this customer, any customer using this system, right? So you can see there's a long history of follow-ups with this customer. The last communication we sent on 5th of October, this is the email exchange that we with the customer that we did, right? So this is how we can communicate internally. So making comments, sending email using templates is very easy on the system. Just click on this plus sign, make your internal comment. Let's say this is my comment here. Status remains quote sent since I'm sending the quotation again. And after sending the quotation, maybe I'll call this customer today at 6 p.m. and I can select a template. You can create as many templates as you want. So this is just a subject that you can select. The original email you will create inside the setting. And to make it a comfortable view, you can click anywhere on the system and stretch it further. Now, you can just click on add. Once you click on add, the system will do multiple activities at a time. It will send email, it will apply a follow for 6 p.m. It has updated my internal comment. Now you see, Anna has recently added a comment here, right? So let's say this is let's say a kind of a package where customer need flight reservation as well. And regarding flight, we can create a task. And let's say this Steve is the guy who does flight booking in our team. So let's say I can give an on hold task to Steve and assign it to Steve. I can give a time also to Steve. And I can save it. Now, if it is urgent, we can also communicate internally, right? So this internal chat is there. We can see who's logged in or and logged out. We can copy this inquiry ID from here and share it with Steve from here. Now let's say if I log in as Steve here, and when I see first here is the task which has been assigned to me. The second is my notification. I can see that the root's recent chat exchange with Hannah, and this is the inquiry ID that she has shared. When I go to my customer management, I'll be able to retrieve this particular inquiry ID. If you can see, this is appearing on the top. So this is how it works. And whenever Steve will update his comment, it gets captured with the Steve's name. Say I update my comment, reverted. And where is my comment? So in case if you want to track whether Steve has worked on it, you can see that Steve has updated his comment here. Now he can also systematically, Steve can mark his task completed if he has worked on it. So the task which is showing pending on him gets closed. And now since I have, you see, this is the email that we sent to customer. This kind of email will go to customer. This is the acknowledgement email. Now you see, when we assign a particular task to Steve, this kind of notification will go with the inquiry ID to that person as well. Now, let's say there's a booking. So for example, let me open Win status inquiry where we have done all the bookings. So let's say this one, the page one. So when we get into it, we get to know the sale value, profit, received, due, payable to supply. All these things gets populated here. Now, you already suggest that it's difficult to track whether what has been booked against this transaction, what has been, so it's difficult to identify. But on this system, once you change the booking status as when the system enables two sections at bottom, one is payment, another is service costing. Now, inside the payments, you'll be able to record the payments, that how much payment, what customer was supposed to pay, what first payment has been received, what is outstanding. All these things can be tracked from here. Then the system also enables the service costing section, which shows you what product that you have booked for the customer or what you are going to book for this customer. Now, for example, here we can see that this is the flight sector that we have booked for this customer. This is the in date, out date, net cost, gross cost, who's the supplier for the flight. Then the next product is hotel. Now for hotel, what's the hotel name, in date, out date for the hotel, adult per adult cost, what's the markup that we kept, total selling price of hotel, who's the supplier for the hotel. Hello, sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes,
I'm sorry.
yes, yes.
It seems my internet is there's something wrong. Okay. All right. So here we can also see the supplier cost of this hotel. Similarly, we can add multiple services. It's very simple. Whether you're adding an activity transfer, or maybe you're selling a complete package, taking from a supplier, adding your markup. As it is you're selling, you can select the supplier list from here. You can add your supplier list from the vendor management, and that once that is done, you'd be able to tag your suppliers with the bookings. Now, once this is done, you can also create invoices. Just go to the section, select the services that you want to take here. And let's say you just want to create invoice for flight only. You can create one flight. You can want to create for all. You can customize the invoice number. You could pre-set up, or you can put it manually. Both options are there: due date, invoice date, and then you can convert it to the PDF. Now, apart from this, once everything is done, here you can see your dashboard. Every booking would be having your dashboard. So this becomes your one data world. From day one, when inquiry came into the business, what all the activities that you did internally, you can capture all these activities here. Uh, and the best part is the admin would be able to see all the dashboard, like total due amount, right? So the admin would be able to see for all, whether they can monitor it user wise, booking date wise, product wise, source wise. All these things can be tracked, right? Over how many bookings that we have done, total sale value, profit received, and all these reports are responsive. So for example, I just want to see the transactions falling into due. So when I just one click, and I'll see all these 31 transactions are showing inside the due. So this is how we can track all the things. Every individual would be able to see their own reports. Admin would be able to see follow-ups for all, missed follow-up for all, tasks for all, missed tasks for all. A birthday anniversary is the automated report which gets generated on the system. The system also has the capability to send automated birthday wishes, anniversary wishes to your customer using the standard templates that you can create as a content which gets delivered on a birthday or anniversary. Then there are other reports as well, like get count report or inquiry movement report, which is useful for large team size, lead conversion report. Again, this is a very good report, which is called task report. So inside this task report, you get to know the status, like how many confirmed, on hold, partially booked, cancelled. Then user-wise activity report. Then user management is there to track the. So this is not the admin account actually. Let me take you to the admin account. Now, so inside this user management, you'll be able to see user-wise report, count of inquiries, individual conversion rate, untouched inquiry where user did not take any action. So all these are automated reports. You can apply filters on it. That is also possible: date-wise filter, status-wise filter, source-wise filter. You can one-click activate and active any particular user to create a new login ID. You can create login ID. You can also assign roles, what role you want to assign to the users. And vendor management is there. You can see the vendor list here. You can add your vendor list here. And then you can also see the payment, payable, paid, and due supply wise reports, so which is very useful. Again, it populates from the costing section that you did or that you do inside the customer management section. Then access control is there, so the one can decide different roles that can be created inside the organization. And then the one can also decide the hierarchy label within the company. The one can decide, who can create, who can add it, who can delete, who can update the things. So these kind of access control can be created inside the organization. So here you get the bunch of features that you can decide and allocate to your team members. Uh, then there are some settings to personalize the CRM, like key setting, automated payment reminder days, text type, bank account detail, which gets reflected on invoices, CRM configuration, then reason of failure that can be created and tagged with the inquiries. Then CRM sources can be added. You can add as many sources as you want. You can add statuses, custom statuses of inquiry. Then email configuration is there. So the one can configure email. Then once the email gets configured, you can create the templates. There are different kind of templates, like inquiry acknowledgement template, reminder template, birthday template, anniversary template, and canned responses. So basically, canned responses means you can create as many templates as you want. These templates can be used while doing follow-up. It could be a product-related template, booking confirmation templates, feedback template, follow-up template, quotation template. So all simple email template, basic email templates would be able to create. Then SMS templates you'd be able to create. You can configure the SMS applications. We have given two options here. One is CSMS, another is bulk SMS. These are the service provider. Once you buy their credits, you can also configure the SMS. Then basic information that you need to update once you get subscribed, and these details populate on your invoices as well. Wallet, referral, deals, my subscription upgrade, subscription add-on, change password, and the basic setting. So these are the highlights from my end, and now I'm ready for the questions in case if you have any question, Mr. Abhishek.
Yes, Sachin. So, Sachin, I just wanted to know, by any chance, like this kind of share, I'm looking for something like this. Basically, there's a corporate. Okay, you understand what I basically require. I'm pretty fine with the CRM. The basic requirement that I actually have, I actually need to share a particular link with one of my corporate, and he'll be sharing with all of his employees, where the employees can actually go and log in onto the system, and as per the requirement, they can put up the requirement. Like they want to travel to Jaipur, they want to travel to Mumbai, they want to travel to Kolkata. Okay, under that subcategory, an approval has to be sent in, where his senior manager and the admin approval would be sent on his mail or as well as on his text, where he just needs to approve it, and automatically the booking needs to be created from my end. So booking creation, everything would be handleable by my side. That is not a problem for that. Just share and pretty fine. But I just want to know whether I want to sync that particular link with this particular CRM, where a person would be arriving at a particular portal. He'll be getting a login ID password. He just has to rate a request for that particular accommodation, whereas his senior manager and his admin would be getting a particular mail for that approval or reject. If the admin gets it approved, so automatically the lead get landed on this particular page.
Okay.
Hello.
No, so I think approval process is not there in the system.
Okay, approval process would not be there.
Yes,
Okay.
but you can create access control. So the one can create inquiry from anywhere with the login ID.
Okay. So if you want to share, if I'll share this particular link with the company, and he can share the link to his employers, the employee just need to go on this portal, needs to log in, and there he can put up his request, right?
Correct. So let's say you're given this URL and this user ID and the password to someone, and you're just
Hmm.
given one right. What right is? The one would be able to see only customer management.
Hmm.
You can give this much of right, only customer management.
Okay, he just has to put up his inquiry, nothing else. He'll not be able to see any other inquiry, any other booking, right?
Yeah, yeah. So let's say, let me give you an example. Access control. Okay. So I don't want to give testing. I'm removing this. I'm removing the sources. Dynamic status, task, not given task, dynamic reason, template I'm not giving. Okay, then configuration, management I'm not giving. Maybe let's try with this. So actually, we need to segregate the rights. So, and let's say here Steve has manager's right now. So I'm assigning him executive rights. So the one I have recently customized. So now let's try login with Steve. Now you see, even this can be controlled. Maybe Steve can see his follow-ups and all, but actually that is not necessary. You can even control these things. Steve will lend to the customer management. That's it. And he can add an inquiry. He can see his own inquiry, no one else. Every individual would be able to see their own inquiry. You being admin, you'd be able to see it for all.
Okay, I got it. So
There's one more
ultimately, what
thing.
will happen?
There's one more interesting thing. I think you are more into corporate business, right? So
Yes.
let's say there's a general manager or there's a corporate general manager. Under the manager, there are 4 team members who would be raising the booking request, and general manager will approve it, right? So
Yes.
you can first create a login ID for general manager, and then ask, or maybe you can after that log in that general manager ID and create those serve users email ID. So what happened, whenever those any one of those 4 serve users will create inquiry, it would be seen by general manager first. You can create a custom status by the name of approved. Let's say let me show you an example, live example of this. Let's say you created a custom status by the name of approved. So what that general manager will do, let me give you a live example of this. Status name is inquiry. Okay, so let's say this is the status. Now what happens, I'm getting logged out from here for now, and let's say Steve is the person who's the executive who will be raising the inquiry for travel. Let's say name is Steve, contact number is, and file type is domestic, booking range is this, follow-up dates is this, and departing from Mumbai, going to Chennai, and passenger name Steve. I want to book hotel and flight, for example. Acknowledgement is not required, so I'll just save it. I'm sorry. So I forgot to put the status. Oh, I'm sorry. I have removed the status right from here. So maybe I have to give. So I'm just showing you for an example. Right?
Achha, I just got your point. Okay.
Right now, what happened? Now this general manager of that organization, let's say this was the inquiry was created by Steve. The general manager will see it here. He'll open it. And what he will do, he'll add it. And then what he will do, change the status to approved inquiry. Now,
Okay.
once it gets approved, you being admin, you will be able to track all your approved inquiry here.
Okay. I got it.
So this is the simple flow which can be created within your organization. Actually, I have suggested this flow to a very small corporate business owner of Mumbai.
Okay.
Yeah. And in case
Okay.
if you want us to build something more on it, that is also possible, but there will be costing involved with this. The pricing when it comes to commercial of this application, it's a very affordable application. You just need to pay, 900 rupees per user per annum for this.
900 rupees per user
Annum, per year.
per annum.
Yeah.
Okay, Sachin, I'll just go through it once. Do we have some kind of PDF or like presentation PDF? Like I'll just have a discussion with my partner as well once, and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, sure. I'll share some informative with you. Yeah.
Please do, please do, please do.
Sure. And Mr. Abhishek, I would also like to know when can we do another round of call, or maybe I should do the follow-up call with you?
Sachin, for the timing, I'll just be requesting you for 1 or 2 days because actually for timing he's also quite out. So let's arrange a call back by 15th, day after tomorrow.
Sure, that'll be great. Meanwhile, I'm
Perfect.
sending you the informative documents, and
Please do.
let me know in case if you have any questions.
Sure.
All right, Mr. Abhishek, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Sachin.
Yeah. Okay, bye.